into 2 segments. So be sure to catch the previous episode where we discuss frequently asked questions about art commissions. And also don't forget to grab the free downloadable that talks about the 5 key questions to ask yourself before you take commissions, and then that also includes a sample invoice that really kind of goes through the terms and conditions. So in this week's episode, we are going to dive into some tactics on how to actually gain commissions, right? So let's jump right in. Welcome, I'm Stephanie Weaver, artist and founder of the Positive Painters online creative community, coming to you with art business tips so that you can gain focus and action on your art business. This week's episode is brought to you by the Positive Painters online artist community. The Positive Painters community is a place you can grow your art and your art business with fellow artists who have been in the trenches and know what it takes to grow an art business and create fabulous art. Join today at stephanieweaverartist.com. All right, I'm going to give you my top 5 places to kind of obtain commissions to find art pieces. So the first one is referrals. Second is social media. Third, local organizations. Fourth, Google My Business. And fifth, making connections through art shows and networking organizations. Now, I say find art pieces because if you are commissioning for illustrative or digital work, there are different methods to obtaining commissions, and those can include things like Reddit, where you can get in touch with some writers. You can go to Fiverr, DeviantArt, or Devant, not really sure how to pronounce that. And then you even have, and I'm sure somebody will tell me how, but that's great. I appreciate that. So then also, even Etsy has some listings for digital artwork requests. Magazines are also often looking for illustrators. And then of course, book publishers are often looking for illustrators as well. So digital artwork and illustrated artwork are completely different avenues to obtaining commission work. So I'm going to focus on fine art pieces such as watercolors, acrylics, oils, and pretty much the traditional media that started happening. Digital artwork, while fabulous, really technically difficult, and amazing, is not covered in this segment. However, that said, you will probably learn a few things even if you do digital work, because there are ways that apply, there are things that apply across all avenues. So I'm going to power on to talk about the 5 places to obtain fine art commissions. All right, so let's talk about that first one. And I actually combined this first one, the referrals, with social media, because here's the thing. This is the number 1 place to really communicate with current friends, family, and they are your network, right? So if you think about Facebook or MeWe, for example, people who know, like, and trust you are more than happy to support you and get a fabulous piece of art. So let's tap into the audience first, right? Go to your friends and family and network first. So that in mind, I will also say this. Sometimes your friends and family can be your worst clients. And I'll explain that, especially after your prices really start to go up, or you're really trying to figure out what kind of price point to go after, because your friends and family, they often want a special price or they want it for free. So just be prepared with a script with something like, and I'm kind of quoting here, "While I'd love to be in the position to do work for free, this is my profession and I do receive payment for the products and services I provide. I hope you can respect that. My fee is X dollars for X size. If you're still interested, please let me know and I'd be glad to discuss next steps." And so that's just a gentle way of reminding them that, you know, this is your job. This is your profession. And while you get to love and do what you love, you get to do what you love. I'll spit it out there, right? You do want to receive payment. By receiving payment, they are saying thank you for all your skilled work that you are providing. So yeah, it's okay to ask for money from friends and family. And I tell you, and that's when they start to go, oh, and they get it that it's just not a hobby. And I'll also tell you that you'll find about 90% who say, oh, I want a piece, will go, they don't want to pay. And you just take that. So you say, oh, well, never mind. Okay. But don't worry. You kind of get used to it, I'll be honest. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I still get requests to do something for free. And it will actually happen at least once a month for me now, and where someone wants something for nothing. And I gotta tell you, it kind of sucks. It's a little bit demeaning and it's a little bit insulting, but in truth, I kind of put myself in the other person's perspective a little bit. Most people don't really think about wearing your shoes. They're only thinking about their shoes. So you just kind of accept it, you get used to it, and once you gently provide that kind of script, they then understand that this is a service and product that you provide. It's work, it's time, it's effort, and so on. So they get it after a little bit, but so don't take it personally. But it will happen. But from that network, you occasionally get some people who just adore your work and see the value and can't wait to get a custom piece from you. So you just build on that relationship, and really kind of the ball goes from there. So, and that's where we get into the social media aspect, right? So from the social media aspect, you can then ask them to please share your pictures of your artwork on social media, tag other people who they think would love to get a piece similar because they have similar interests and all that. And then you start building that referral network. And referrals are gold because they know, like, and trust the person that referred you to them. And so then they start building that referral network. And I will also go so far as to messaging the people that they tag and just kind of introduce myself and ask them if they have any questions for me, or if they want to share any pictures of their whatever they want me to paint. Might be, in my case, it's mostly pets. So everybody's loves to share their pet pictures. So that's always fun, and it's an engaging way to kind of get in conversation with them. The key is not to do a hard sell. Because that referral, you don't know them yet. And you got to find that common ground and discuss that instead of jumping right into the sales process. So you kind of got to think of it like this. You just don't go jumping into bed with someone or get married on the first date, right? So why in the Sam Hill would you ask for a sell on the first introduction? You don't. You got to build that know, like, and trust before they're willing to, commit something with you, right? So the next one is in category all by itself, and this one is called organizations. So I find that you can go to local or national organizations that you believe your product offering would work well with and create a win-win scenario. So this means you have to do a little bit of research. Think about organizations who have the target audience that you would like to get in front of. Okay, so for example, let's say you do watercolors of houses or buildings. So it's kind of like architecture, right? So you can contact your local real estate agents or homeowners associations to offer services to paint a commission for a particular homeowner that they worked with as a thank you gift or a welcome gift or something like that, right? Or you can contact the local welcome center to ask them to put up some information about your services. Let's talk about pet portraits. You can contact pet stores, vet offices, groomers, and so on. And there's so many opportunities there. If you paint children, maybe contact a daycare center or elementary schools and ask if you can offer their clients something really cool. Like when they purchase a portrait from you, you'll donate 10% back to school in art supplies or school supplies. If you paint flowers, maybe contact the local greenhouse, botanical gardens, nature preserves, vineyards. The possibilities are endless. You just have to sit and think about, where does my audience reside? And then come up with a win-win solution. So the final point about organizations is find organizations that relate to your target audience, create that win-win proposition, and contact the organizations. And remember, everyone, and I mean everyone in all capital letters here, thinks of WIFM. What's WIFM? That's an acronym for What's in It for Me. So you have to develop a win-win scenario that shines a positive light on that organization, and then you kind of get the ball rolling with them, and you will be surprised at the number of referrals that come in from those organizations. All right, let's talk about the next one. This one is Google My Business. So if you are doing all the above, and that means that you should have a business license by now and are paying taxes. So with that, you can set up a Google My Business page. This will enable people who are local to where your business is to find your services. This is by far the most passive means of getting new clients. You just let your website do the talking. You have your phone number or email address and let Google do its thing. It's awesome. I get quite a few referrals just from people local who Google, custom oil pet portrait. My name is one of the first ones that comes up, and they want to support a local artist. And I greatly appreciate that, and I love getting to meet my patrons in person in the community that I live. So lots of win-wins with that one. Google My Business. All you have to do is actually type in Google My Business, and you'll find it. The last one is art shows and networking organizations. So art shows and networking organizations, I combined into the same category because essentially they are a show and tell opportunity to connect directly with your prospective buyer or interested party. Now, 99% of the time, just kind of based on my experience, they do not purchase right then and there a commission. But they will ask you a bunch of questions. So be prepared with the responses that you created when you completed the 5 key questions considered before you take a commission worksheet. And before they leave your booth or your area or whatever, collect their information like their name, phone number, email address, and the subject that they want created, and if possible, the due date that they want to create it. Because then you've got that information and you're going to follow up with them the very next day. And I also recommend writing some notes about them in a separate paper as soon as they leave, because it's fresh in your mind. And that way, so later when you can contact them, you can add a little bit more details into communications with them. The key is to remember you are dating right now. They aren't ready to hop in the sack with you, so schedule a follow-up call with them to address any questions or concerns that they may have thought of over the night. And if there is a due date, add a sense of urgency to it. So if they had a date in mind to have the commission ready, then remind them that it takes you X time to complete the commission. So you really need a decision to move forward by X date to ensure you get them on your schedule. So that's it for this week. Feel free to message me with any questions that you have about art commissions, and I'll be sure to answer those in either the text or an upcoming session that we'll have on the Positive Painters episodes. So until next time, stay safe, happy and healthy, and happy painting. Bye guys!